What's up, Saiyan Army? Welcome to the video. So today we'll be going through 3 unorthodox back exercises that you may or may not be doing. I'll be going through form, how I like to do them to make sure you maximize your gains, how to implement them into your program. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications. As you guys can see, we're turning this into like a little series, so make sure to comment down below any future body parts you guys would like covered, any future videos you guys would like covered, because understand, these videos are for you guys. So make sure to drop some comments and like the video, and let's get right into it. Alright, so the first exercise is going to be Helms Rows. Before we get into it, shout out to the man who popularized this exercise, Eric Helms. Or invented it. I'm just gonna assume that he invented it as well. But this is one of my favorite chest supported exercises. If I didn't have the chest support T-bar row machine at the gym, I would definitely be doing this instead. So really simple exercise. All this is a chest supported dumbbell row. So basically all you're doing is taking the incline bench. You're gonna make sure that you set it up high enough depending on how tall you are. And you just wanna make sure when you're bent over, you're at about 90-degree angle. So the next thing you're gonna do is make sure that you're in a safe and strong position. So make sure that your back is flat, your lower back is not rolled over or hunched over, your upper back isn't hunched over, everything's nice and flat and neutral, and everything's tight. So you're engaging your core, you're keeping everything nice and tight. From there, how I like to roll with the dumbbells is instead of just bringing the dumbbell straight down in front of you and just roll it straight up, I like to bring it more forward. As you guys know, range of motion, grabbing the extra muscle fibers makes a difference. So bring the dumbbells forward in front of you towards the front of the bench and then roll it back. And when I roll it back, I try to roll it all the way as far back as I can, and I squeeze the crap out of my upper back. And as always, whenever you're doing any back exercise, always think of your hands as hooks. So your hands are hooks, you're not pulling with your arms, but you're driving with your elbows. Your elbows will help engage your back. So whenever you're doing this exercise, bring it forward, and you're gonna bring your elbows and squeeze them back and up. And make sure you just get that maximum contraction at the top. So another thing that you guys see me doing to get that extra range of motion is you'll see me around my upper back when I'm doing a lot of back exercises, especially the chest supported T-bar row. I'll go all the way down and actually round my upper back in order to get, you know, that extra 1 to 2 inch of range of motion. But I don't recommend doing it that way, mainly because it's hard to keep proper form. A lot of people are gonna round their upper back to get that extra range of motion, but a lot of times your lower back's gonna round as well. So just maintain a flat, neutral back throughout the whole exercise. Get that full stretch and squeeze. Make sure you're engaging your lats into the exercise, meaning use your elbows to engage your lats and drive it back and squeeze the crap out of your upper back. This is an awesome exercise, very easy to overload on, and you can also use this as your main heavy compound movement for your rows. This can take place for a bent over row, pendlay row, whatever your favorite row is, or maybe you have some back issues and your gym doesn't have any chest support machines. This is a great way to get some back gains, get that back thickness going on. All right, so the next exercise is rope pull-throughs. Now this is an exercise that I used to do probably back in New York, and I used to do them consistently with every back day. And somewhere along the line, I just kind of forgot about them. And then after doing them today, I can say that I really liked it, and it will definitely be something that I bring back into the routine. This isn't a super unorthodox exercise, like everyone knows about this exercise, but I don't see a lot of people doing them. Well, at least here at my gyms, I don't see a lot of people doing them, and I think it's mostly because it's a weird exercise where you need to really get the form down or you're not gonna feel it and you're not gonna make the gains from it. But this is an exercise that I really like, mainly because it's a great way to hit your lats from a different angle. So think chest cable flies. You're hitting the chest from a different angle. You can't really overload too much or go too heavy, but it's a great accessory movement. So this is a great accessory movement for your lats as well, and a great way to hit it from a different angle. So for the form, really simple. As always, you're gonna keep your back neutral. If anything, you can actually slightly arch forward a little bit. I notice I feel it a little bit more when I arch and hyperextend my lower back just a little bit, and keep your chest up. So the main tip that I'm gonna give you guys when doing this exercise is chest up. Once your chest comes down and collapses, then you're not gonna feel it at all. So always keep your chest up. From there, pull from your elbows. This exercise is so important that you guys feel yourself pulling it from the elbows. And I want you guys to just try this exercise like right now. Stand up and just do it without weight, because if you guys can do this exercise and feel it in your back and lats without any weight, then you'll feel it with weight. And that's my #1 tip for those of you guys who may have any difficulties doing any of these exercises, just do them without weight and just keep practicing them until you feel it, okay? So real simple, just like skiing. I've never been skiing, so I'm not sure, but we don't get last snow here in Hawaii. So real simple, you're just gonna bring your arms forward and keep your arms slightly bent. So don't keep your arms straight. I know, so when you keep your arms straight, then you're gonna start engaging your triceps a little bit too much. So keep your arms slightly bent, and from there, pull from your elbows and drive it back. Drive it back. And when you come down, I want you to squeeze the crap out of your back. You know that Goku pose that everyone sees? That Goku pose where I think he went Ultra Instinct for the first time with the black hair, but he's just standing there like kind of arched like that. That's kind of the pose that you want to have when you're finishing the exercise. So when doing this exercise, keep it smooth, do it slowly, and I like to pause at the bottom. So just bring it through nice and slow and really squeeze the crap out of your back at the top, squeezing your rhomboid, squeezing your lats. And there's so many different ways to do this exercise as well. You guys can do dumbbell pullovers as well. And they even have that machine where you kind of throw in your elbows in and you just kind of roll it forward. I've never really liked that machine. I just never really could get it down or get the feeling down. So that is something that I don't recommend. But you can also do dumbbell pullovers, which is perfectly fine. Another way that I thought was pretty creative that I've seen someone else do was they attached a band to it and they did dumbbell pullovers off the bench. And for that, you know, constant tension, which I thought was pretty creative. I've never tried it, so it's something that you guys can try as well. I remember like when I first started lifting in the gym, I read the Arnold Bible, and Arnold thought that this exercise could help lift your rib cage up and, you know, make your chest bigger or seem bigger by default, but that is definitely not the case. But it's a great exercise that can yield you some extra lat gain, so give it a try. All right, so the next exercise is dumbbell rows. Now I know all you guys probably already do this exercise, and you guys probably seen everyone do them in the gym, but you guys probably have not seen it the way that I'm gonna show you guys today. So after you guys watch this video, I want you to give this exercise a try. I want to see more people doing these exercises. Share these with your friends. Let me know how you guys like them, okay? So really simple exercise. First, you're gonna get an incline bench, put it at a slight incline. So depending on how big the jump is in your notches, for me at my bench, it just went one notch up and just a slight incline, nothing too extreme. So it's not like a 45-degree like where I'm gonna be incline bench or anything, slightly lower than that. So from there, let's say I'm rowing with my left hand, I'm gonna use my right leg and wedge it in between the seat of the bench to help stabilize and hold my body up. And from there, I'm not gonna use my right hand to stabilize like you normally would at the top of the bench. Instead, I'm gonna use my elbow. The reason I'd rather do it that way is I notice I just get, it brings me lower to the bench first off, and secondly, I just feel a better contraction when I do it that way. And also, the reason why I like to incline the bench is for that range of motion. When you're doing it on a flat bench, chances are, unless you're super short or have super short arms, and I have short arms and my arms still hit the ground, but yeah, you just can't get that full range of motion when you're doing the rows. You're always gonna hit the ground. You can only bring it so far, and yes, I guess you could bring it like a little bit more in front, like do it that way, but you know, you still gotta watch out for the ground, especially if you're using a heavier weight. So that's why I like to put it at a slight incline. It kind of brings your upper body slightly higher, so you can just get that extra range of motion at the top. You can fully extend the dumbbell at the top. So when you're rowing, real simple, just drive the dumbbell forward, as far forward as you can, so towards the top of the bench. Don't just bring it up and down. Use that full range of motion. So drive it forward, and with your elbow, drive it all the way back. I like the dumbbell to end kind of right at your hip, so where your palm hits your hip. It really doesn't matter how far you roll the dumbbell, but it really matters how much you feel the contraction. So you should feel a crazy squeeze in your lower lats and your back, and give this exercise a try. It's one of my favorites. This is another accessory type movement that you're gonna go a little bit higher reps, but it's a great way to finish off your back day or towards the end when you're hitting your accessory lifts. All right, so putting this all together, so I'm gonna separate this into 2 workouts, same as last time, 1 power, 1 hypertrophy. If you guys aren't hitting every muscle group twice a week, then you guys are missing out on some gains because frequency is key. So for the first workout, you're gonna keep the Helms rows as your heavy compound. You can do that or use some type of pull-up and use this as like a secondary heavy compound, but you just do 5x5 with the Helms rows. Start light, get the form down. Make sure that, just do it without weight first. Get the form down, make sure that it feels right and you feel your lats engage. That's, I think, the main key for that, because it's really easy to engage your upper back with a row, but make sure you're engaging your lats as well. Next, you're gonna do a 4x10 with the incline dumbbell rows. And following that, you're gonna do the pullovers. You're gonna do 3 sets of 15 reps. So a lot of these, especially the pullovers and the rows, they're more like accessory type movements, so the reps are gonna be on the higher range. And this isn't a full back routine, keep in mind. You can add in your pull-ups in between, your pull downs. You can add another row. Another row that I really like is the high row, because I think it's a great way to hit your back from a different angle as well. And then your hypertrophy day. So this is the second workout of the week. You're gonna do lower weight, higher reps. So for the Helms rows, you're gonna do 4x8, so 4 sets of 8 reps, obviously a little bit lighter. After that, you're gonna do the incline dumbbell rows. You can do 4x12. You can even go 4x15, doesn't really matter. Obviously, it does depend on your volume and your experience in the gym, so keep that in mind. You guys are gonna have to alter this. If you guys are relatively new to the gym, then just start with 2 or 3 sets and go from there. And for the last exercise, you do cable pull-throughs, 3 sets of 20 reps. I like to just burn it out. This would be an exercise that I would do, probably one of the last exercises that I do, either that or biceps, but definitely one of the last exercises that I do for my lats. And as always, remember the key to gains is progressive overload. So start light with all these exercises and just slowly increase week by week by week, and you're gonna see the gains come in. Remember, progressive overload is key and consistency is key. So if you put those together, you guys will build a Broly back, or Goku back, or whatever type of back, Baki back, whatever type of back that you guys want to grow, you guys will get there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, comment down below any future videos you guys would like to see. For those of you guys who might need help on your ascension, who want to, you know, go build that Broly back in 2021, email me, gokuflex@gmail.com. For programs, check out SaiyanArmy.com. See you guys in the next video. Much love, aloha.